¿Cómo estás? Yo soy muy bien. I speak a little Spanish. Anyways, so basically today I am doing another story time. Hence, the reason I'm wearing the same outfit as I was in the last video, because it's the same day. I'm recording these on the same day, just 7 hours apart, because I didn't want to pass up on this idea. So if you got a problem with it, you can skedaddle. Please don't skedaddle. I need the views. I need to subscribe to because I have 9 subscribers as I'm recording this right now, and I just uploaded a video a half hour ago. So let's hope it does good long. I take 10 minutes on my day to record this footage, and I take 3 hours to edit and upload it. So I upload this on July 2nd, so yeah. Today's first, right? Well, you won't know because you're watching today. I'm pretty sure today's first. So anyways, we're talking about my last 2 school trips. Well, my last 3 basically. The most recent one, it was alright, but I'm using that to compare it to the first 2 that I had that were just absolutely chaotic and ridiculous. So basically this year I had a chorus trip and we went to North Carolina and we were at Carowinds. So basically we were in North and South Carolina because maybe I'll put some pictures. I don't think I'm gonna put pictures up there. You won't be able to see them, they'll be cut off. Anyways, it was an overnight trip. We stayed in a hotel. Everything ran so smoothly. I think everything's just different in high school because in middle school, the trips were not it. For both trips in middle school, we went to a place called Dollarwood in Tennessee. And honestly, the amusement park was super fun. Let's get into the trip that I took in 7th grade. That day. Okay, so we're setting the stage. I was in a small band group that we had to get invited to, sort of, and I was in that the second semester of school. I wasn't in the first semester. I joined the second semester because I found out we were going on a trip. I ended up doing it the next year though because I ended up loving it. So basically our trip, it was just that small band group. And it was a one-day thing. We leave really early in the morning and we come back way late at night, past midnight. But it's not an overnight trip. So everything was running smoothly on the way there and stuff. And then when we got to the amusement park, everything was... So at the time, I did not have a phone. I was 12 years old, 7th grade. I really wanted one. My parents just didn't let me get one, so I didn't have a phone while I was in another state. Okay, the thing is, we had to stay in groups of at least 3 people, and I was in a big group. I think it was 15 because at first it was I think 7 of us, and then our group merged with a group of boys, and then from there a bunch of drama happened and it split up. I wasn't a part of the drama, I was just affected by it. So next thing you know, I'm stuck with people who don't want to ride roller coasters at all. Blah 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 blah. Stuff happens. On the way out, I remember buying stuff, and I was at the cash register thing in one of the shops. I knew the prices are way overpriced when you're at amusement parks and theme parks. So I got to the cash register. My card declined so many times that I just had to put my shirt back and get one thing. That was kind of embarrassing. I blame my parents. Just kidding. So yeah, I just got a notification in the middle of that last clip. So yeah. Anyways, we were going back to the bus. By this time it's 7, 6, 7. Okay, it's 8 o'clock. And the sun is setting and stuff, and we're all in the bus, but the buses aren't moving. It's a half hour goes by and the buses haven't gone anywhere. So we're all wondering why the buses aren't moving, and we look out the window.
Oh my god, what is that? Oh my god, what is that?
And there's this kid who's just flat on the ground, collapsed.
Pink Ferragamo sliders on deck. Silly rap beats, just give me more checks. My life is a movie, I'm never offset.
He's been there for who knows how long, and people are surrounding him. Next thing you know, an ambulance comes and they're administering him IVs. I forgot to say this in the beginning of the video. When we got off the bus, as soon as we got our tickets, we were also handed gigantic bottles, bigger than this. Oh, has that been in the camera the whole time? I hope not. we were given these gigantic bottles that were refillable, and we had infinite refills, and they were all free. Okay, so we got the bottles for free, and we could get drinks for free as many times as we wanted. And that kid who was on the ground, you know why he was on the ground? Because he fainted because he was dehydrated. Bottle in hand, bottle right next to him, and he's on the ground because he's dehydrated. Oh my gosh. My friend from the last video, you know, the girl who had to like pull me out of the way when we were in the hard lockdown. Her mom is a doctor. Love her mom. She's so cool. She was helping the kid, so the entire time she was running back and forth from her mom to our buses, and she was like that one dude who was like, what was it, during the American Revolution? Or, oh no, the dude that was screaming the British are coming. I'll just put a picture. She was running back and forth between those buses just like that dude, updating us on everything that was happening. Ambulance came, he had to get administered IVs, blah, 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 blah. We were delayed like a couple hours because of that. And we finally got home and stuff. And honestly, that was cool. So, we're going on to the next trip. My nose itches. The next trip, I'm in 8th grade, okay? This time, the trip is for every single person who's in a fine arts class. So that's the chorus, the orchestra, theater, and band department. Okay? Oh, I also won a shirt designing contest, so we all have matching shirts when we're on like trips and stuff, so like, you know, you don't lose the kids and stuff. And I won the little design competition. I'm not gonna show the shirt because it has their school name on it, but I just thought y'all should know that. Anyways, we all go to Dollywood. Well, sorry, we're gonna backtrack a little. We had an entire assembly that was required if you wanted to go because of the whole like fainting thing that happened last year. And yeah, we had to sit through that slideshow, and the entire time, like, no one could stop talking about the one kid who fainted. Last year, that kid had been an 8th grader, so he was in high school, so yeah. So now all these 7th graders who witnessed it, we're 8th graders now who can tell the story. And, you know, Dollywood, it was fun. On the ride there, though, there were some kids like, not kids, well, yes, kids, 7th graders. They were doing too much in the seat behind me. I don't even want to get into it. My seat was moving back and forth. Yeah, and what's crazy, the girl who had been sitting behind me doing all that with her boyfriend, I volunteered at the middle school again this year, and I had to face him because I was running like a little booth at the Fine Arts Festival that they have every year, and I had to give them like face paint and stuff, and that was so awkward because they don't remember me, but I remember them. Anyways, we get to Dollywood after all that. We had stopped at Buc-ee's on the way. We got all of our stuff. This time, I was with like a better group of people. We didn't like split up or anything. Just the wait times were an hour long when the last time they were like 5 minutes long, but it was okay. Anyways, things happen. I get lost, but that's not that important. I found my way like 5 minutes later, but it was on the way back. We were going back to the buses, and we're sitting in the buses, and the buses aren't going again, okay? The buses aren't moving. We're all wondering, oh my gosh, why aren't these buses moving? Because the 7th graders that were on the bus, they don't know what happened last year. The 8th graders who weren't in the small band group on the bus, they didn't know what happened last year. So, nobody knows what happened last year, okay? We're all nervous and stuff because it's like, what's happening next? Next thing you know, trauma warning. I don't know. A kid runs off one of the 3 buses that we have, and he throws up. We're wondering what's happening. People are running off the bus. People are throwing up. Ambulances come. People are getting IVs administered. My good old friend, who had saved me back in at that hard lockdown drill. Well, not drill, because it was an actual hard lockdown. My good old friend, who had been, man, I still can't remember his name. Like this guy. she was that guy again. Just running back and forth between her mom. She's giving us the details. Apparently, some kid decided to in the toilet that's on the bus, which you're not supposed to do. And another kid walked in, and it smelled so horrible that they threw up. So then multiple people were gagging and stuff and throwing up, and people were losing fluids. And that's why they needed the IVs and the ambulances. And all that's happening on one bus. And I was just so glad that that wasn't my bus. I'm so glad it wasn't my bus. Anyways, things happen. They all get rehydrated again. And they just close off the bathroom. And we end up just having to stop at gas stations for that one bus whose bathroom was out of commission. But you know, it's all good. I just want to say, life lesson: don't poop on buses. And if someone gives you an infinite refillable cup at an amusement park, please drink out of it. Like, yeah, that kid was fainting. This kid was throwing up. Multiple kids were throwing up. Actually, which reminds me, on the first trip, I had a sprained ankle, and halfway through, while we were walking around the amusement park, my pain medications wore off. I went the rest of the day with a sprained ankle. That hurt so bad, but it was okay. So yeah. Anyways, yeah, that's basically the lesson. Don't do dumb stuff on amusement park trips, because yeah, like this year's trip that I had in course, it was amazing. Nothing bad happened at all. Like, the worst thing that happened was me crashing out because I had a group project that was due while I was in North Carolina, and they hadn't done their part, but I did, and I was just sending angry emails and yelling at my computer screen. But it was all cool. See? It was all Gucci. Yeah, I'm not saying that. Ew. Anyways, ta-ta, goodbye, adios, aloha. How do you do a scoot canoe?